Football is supposed to be simple. Goals, wins, losses, and moments that decide games. But in today's modern game, simplicity has been replaced by technology, and that technology, VAR, has become one of the most controversial topics in football history.
I don't want people thinking that, why have they not got involved? We'll say we got it wrong. A human error can happen on the field and in the VAR booth. But for sure, it's here to stay. It's a really good tool. We're looking to ensure that it enhances the game and doesn't damage the game, and not to get too involved and interfering in the game, and I think that's the best way to use it. Yeah, so I'm really all for openness and transparency and trying to draw that curtain back on the decision making. They might not agree with the outcome, but at least they're more understanding and accepting of why it happened. Also, the people in the stadium need to know too, and they need to know what's happening either via the video board or by some other means. That is a possibility. Let's see how it works. It was one that we actually acknowledged publicly that it should have led to a video review. The referee showed a yellow card. The VAR didn't feel it reached that threshold of being a clear error. We feel he was wrong. We feel that he should have got involved. There are some elements of, subjectivity in a lot of tackles, but some just stand out and we have to get involved. And what we need to do is not only acknowledge that we should have got involved, but also take the learning from that. We also have to recognise when there's a need to intervene, when there's a contact that does have a detrimental effect on a player, or one that has, an element of endangering the safety of the opponent.
Once again, the spotlight is on a Premier League heavyweight clash, Arsenal versus Manchester City. A match filled with tension, title implications, and now, renewed debate over a single refereeing decision that has refused to fade away. The incident in question came during a crucial moment in the game. Arsenal launched an attack, moving the ball quickly into the penalty area. In the chaos of defenders and attackers colliding, a challenge came in. An Arsenal player went down. Immediately, arms were raised. Appeals were made. The stadium reacted. It felt like a moment where everything paused. Was it a penalty? Or was it just normal contact in a physical game? On the pitch, the referee said no. Play continued. But the story didn't end there. VAR stepped in. This was supposed to be the moment where clarity arrived. A second look. A slower replay. A fair correction if needed. But after review, the original decision stood. No penalty. And that decision became the spark. Within minutes, replays flooded social media. Every angle was slowed down, zoomed in, paused, and analysed like forensic evidence. Arsenal fans were convinced they had been denied a clear penalty. Many neutrals agreed, arguing that similar incidents in other matches had been punished. Manchester City supporters saw it differently. They argued that there was minimal contact, no clear foul, and that VAR made the correct call by supporting the referee's on-field judgment. As always in football, two realities emerged from one incident. Then came the name that always appears in refereeing debates, Howard Webb. As the head of refereeing in English football, Webb is often pulled into controversy whether he is directly involved or not. Soon after the incident resurfaced in discussions online, claims began circulating suggesting that Howard Webb had confessed or admitted that Arsenal were wrongly denied a penalty against Manchester City. The phrase spread quickly across social media platforms, gaining traction among frustrated fans. But this is where facts need to be separated from viral interpretation. There is no verified official statement confirming any admission of wrongdoing regarding that specific match incident. What does exist is a broader conversation from refereeing authorities, including Webb's leadership role, acknowledging that VAR decisions are sometimes difficult, subjective, and open to debate. And that is the real issue at the heart of this storm. VAR was introduced to eliminate clear and obvious errors. But the challenge lies in defining what clear and obvious actually means. One angle might show contact. Another might suggest natural movement. One replay looks like a foul. Another looks like nothing more than a coming together of players in a high-intensity situation. So instead of removing debate, VAR has often shifted it into deeper analysis. For Arsenal fans, this incident feels like part of a larger pattern, moments in big matches where key decisions do not go their way. For Manchester City supporters, it is simply another example of correct officiating under pressure. For neutral observers, it becomes something else entirely: confusion. Because consistency is what everyone wants, but consistency is exactly what many believe VAR is failing to deliver. Howard Webb and the refereeing body have repeatedly defended VAR, explaining that it is not meant to re-referee every decision, but to correct clear mistakes. However, critics argue that the interpretation of clear mistakes changes too often, leading to frustration across the league. And so the debate continues. Not just about Arsenal and Manchester City, not just about one penalty, but about the system itself. In the end, this incident has become more than a single decision. It has become another chapter in football's ongoing struggle to balance human judgment with technological intervention. And as long as that balance remains imperfect, moments like this will keep returning. Because in modern football, it is no longer just about what happens on the pitch. It is about what happens after the replay.